Hello everyone, Rissy Toothpick here, back again with some more Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, and last time we investigated some more of the passengers to figure out who might be the murderer. We're looking for someone with who is left-handed, and we just got finished making the day after survival tonic. And we're going to give it to a heavy smoker who might tell us who vapes. We just don't know yet.
Here you go, Mr. Mori. I hope this will help you.
Thank you very much. Please give me a moment while this takes effect. It will be a while, I'm afraid. But I will not move from the kitchen.
Since I have to wait, do you know where I can find Mademoiselle Nielsen?
She is in the staff quarters in the luggage car. If the door is locked, John will have the key.
Thank you. I will return. I hope you have a speedy recovery.
He's actually a pretty nice guy. Hopefully he's still, here when we come back. He might be lying. I'm assuming the door is going to be locked here.
It's locked.
Yeah, typical. I wonder if she's vaping in there. That'd be like perfect, the catcher in the act. Like, oh, we know who the vapor is. You can't sneak away from that one. Oh, he's actually moved.
Monsieur Mori told me that you are the one who has the key to open the luggage car door. I will need it.
Yes, that's right. Here it is. Please don't forget to give it back to me.
I will not forget, Monsieur Fauché.
Alrighty. Well, that's a fancy looking thing.
I have a favor to ask. Could you visit the passengers who are in their rooms and explain there has been an error with their allergy and diet form?
But, Monsieur Poirot, I made no errors.
Of course not. Call it a computer error.
Yes, it is possible, but even if I can see this is part of your investigation, I do not understand it.
I would ask that you observe which hand each passenger uses.
Ah, you wish to know if they use the right or left hand when they write?
That is my intention.
I will take on this mission for you.
Excellent.
Now, hopefully he's not involved. If he is, he could throw us off. And who knows? Honestly, we're so early on in this investigation still that everybody's a suspect.
That's it. It's open now.
Oh. What's she doing over there? It's like she's talking to someone or doing something.
Empty rum bottles. A deck of cards. I suspect they were reading diamonds and spades instead of books.
I mean, it's probably a lot more fun playing cards than reading. At least for some people. Not everyone. Was that Captain, sir? I guess there might be something of value. Oh, there's that mustache.
You
Dang.
can never have too many of these.
So that lets me know that mustaches can be in weird places.
Hello, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I ask you a few questions?
I don't have a minute. My career is ruined, and it's not my fault.
But how did this terrible thing come to pass?
My supplies, passenger luggage, our living space. There is so little room. I gave the cargo handlers in Istanbul strict instructions how to stack my crates containing the ingredients I need for my desserts, so as one box is used up, it can be discarded.
And these fools of cargo handlers did not follow your instructions?
Ignored completely. I have 4 crates that must be moved from there to here to correct the order they are stacked. But placing the wrong crate on top of a smaller crate will crush it, its contents, and my career.
Calm yourself, mademoiselle. I understand. So, the problem is These 4 crates must be moved there, but carefully.
Yes. I have to move these 4 boxes from this location to here. But there is not much space to move the boxes, and I have to be careful never to put a bigger box on top of a smaller one, or the smaller crate will be destroyed.
The problem is clear. I shall assist you.
Okay. Put you there. Ooh, okay, you can go back there. This is actually relatively simple. The problem is you gotta slowly move everything around. Ooh. Okay, now we've come to a problem. Not really. Really, this is not that difficult. It's just more time consuming than anything. And there we go.
Et voilà!
You are a lifesaver.
Or at least a dessert saver.
Thank you, thank you. I will gladly answer your questions.
It should not have been that difficult. Alright, so we're going to figure out about what she was doing last night, what handiness she is, and if she smokes.
Can you tell me your movements of last night?
Last night after dinner, I stayed in the kitchen until 12:15 a.m. Then I joined Jean and Hotaru in our quarters. Then all of us read quietly in our beds until we fell asleep.
A very studious staff. However, Monsieur Maury doesn't seem to have followed the same literary pursuit as the others. And these rum bottles, do they have something to do with his hangover?
Alright, yeah, we already know.
I rather think that you didn't just read last night.
What makes you say that?
What makes us say that? Yeah, Mr. Mori's headache.
I spoke to Monsieur Maury. He seemed to be quite hungover. He even asked me to make him his day after tonic. He blurted out, "Freya always wins." Wins what? Looking around, it is clear you were gambling and drinking most of the night.
You don't understand. It's late when we're off duty, but we need to unwind. And now there's been a murder? Yes, I admit it. We went overboard last night. But please don't tell Mr. Book. It's against regulations. We could all be fired.
Mademoiselle, I realize your difficult jobs have been made more difficult. But as you say, there has been a murder. I must have the truth.
Of course. I'm so sorry.
It's not such a crime. I'll leave it there and check in with Monsieur Fauché.
Alrighty, I'm gonna say, yeah, if you're drinking, partying, whatever, we're trying to catch a murderer here.
Would you mind writing your address on this paper? I'm asking everyone on the train for addresses, in case I need to contact them once they leave the train in Paris.
I understand.
So she's also right-handed.
Yes, that's it. Mademoiselle Niersen is right-handed.
And last but not least, do you smoke?
Do you smoke?
No, I never have.
Thank you.
Oh wow, that was kind of quick.
Thank you for your answers, Miss Nielsen.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was really quick. Like maybe that was a lie as well. Let's go here. Is there anything else? Go back to Mr. Mori. Nothing major change, but let's go talk to the individual who had the hangover. I'm guessing he's had enough time now to, you know, have the effects and get over. Or, I mean, if you ever had a hangover, it's never that easy to get over it, so maybe it's just a little bit better.
How are you?
It's better. Thank you.
Then may I ask you some questions? It will not take long.
Quickly, please. I have hungry passengers to feed.
Alrighty. Same thing that we asked the girl.
Très bien. Can you tell me your movements last night?
Oh, nothing special. When I went off duty, I joined John and Freya in a compartment. I read for a short while, then went to bed early.
Reading? I'm not sure you have recovered enough to tell me the truth. Don't waste what little energy you have recovered to lie, Monsieur Mori.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Poirot. You're right. It obviously wasn't reading that made my head hurt like that. But if you told Monsieur Book, it could mean my job.
I will keep your secret, but I am investigating a murder. You must tell me the truth.
Thank you.
Please write your address on this paper.
My address? I don't see why.
I think I hear Monsieur Book approaching.
My address? Yes, of course.
Guy's a little suspicious, but also right-handed.
Another right-handed person. Not surprising, most people are.
And he's apparently a big smoker.
You are a heavy smoker.
My job. It is very stressful.
Would you happen to know who vapes on the train? A banana flavor?
Oh, yes. The smell disgusts me. What is wrong with the good tobacco?
I do not have time to answer that. Who is it?
I've only seen one person who vapes. It's Captain Arbuthnot.
Captain Arbuthnot. I see.
Ooh, Arbuthnot. Just as we expected that he was going to have something involved.
Your testimony was invaluable to me. Thank you. Take care, Monsieur Mori. My palate depends on your good health.
Alrighty. I knew, he was very suspicious not wanting to come, out of his room to talk to us. Of course, he had something to hide. Maybe he wasn't alone. Maybe he had a lady friend. Let's see here. Is there anything major? Not really. Let's see if we have to give this guy the key back.
Here is your key. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
About the little favor I asked of you.
Aha, but of course. I was able to get new allergy forms from guests who were in their compartments. Monsieur McQueen, Monsieur Masterman, Count and Countess Andreni, they are all right-handed. I also asked Princess Dragomirov, but she had her assistant, Madame Schmidt, sign for her. She is right-handed as well.
You have exceeded my expectations. Well done. Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
So there's one person who we haven't had, write their address, and it's that girl. She might be left-handed. So we need to interrogate him. Still working on that. We got to confront a few people. Not bad, not bad. Let's keep on moving. We got a crime to solve. I got to be quick. I don't think there's no reason to talk to him. This is a very lavish train, though, I will admit. In America, we don't really, ride in trains, so this is kind of new. There are trains, of course, in America, but they're not as used as frequently as in, like, European countries and whatnot. This is our room. I said we got to start knocking on doors, breaking them down.
Captain Arbuthnot, I know that you are the only person on this train to smoke e-cigarettes. We found a vial of e-liquid at the crime scene. Will you talk to me about this, or should I pass on what I've learned to the police?
All right. Come in if you must.
That's right. Now he allows us in. We just got to threaten him a little bit. You got any mustaches hidden in here? I need them.
I have just a few questions for you.
Very well. Let's hear them.
Alright, so what do we have here? So he's got a meeting with Miss Debenham. We're going to figure out what he did last night, anything unusual, figure out his handiness, and his vape.
The young English lady, Mademoiselle Debenham, was at the Tocatlian Hotel. Perhaps you met her there?
We exchanged a few words, fellow Brits abroad, that sort of thing.
Big liar.
What can you tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham?
Nothing whatsoever. We barely spoke.
The director of the Orient Express, Monsieur Bouc, thinks the assassin is a woman.
And that is enough to accuse her. She had nothing to do with this murder.
How can you be so certain?
The idea is absurd. Ratchet was a perfect stranger to her. She'd never seen him before.
Ah, did she tell you so?
Well, yes, maybe she did. She may have commented once upon his somewhat unpleasant appearance. If a woman is concerned, as you seem to think, to my mind, without any evidence, I can assure you that Miss Debenham could not possibly be implicated.
It is clear that the captain is defending Miss Debenham, a woman he supposedly doesn't know very well.
He's very romantic with her, if you catch my drift.
What were you doing last night around 1:15?
1:15? I believe I was still talking to that young American fellow, Mr. McQueen, the secretary of the man who was killed. We were in his compartment.
He was a friend or acquaintance of yours?
No, I never saw him before this journey. We'd hit it off at dinner, and the conversation continued into the early hours.
Until what time was that?
Until 1:45 or so. Then I retired to my room and went to sleep.
Okay.
There is nothing you can recall last night that in any way struck you as suspicious?
It's nothing. A mere detail.
Allow me to be the judge.
Well, before returning to my room, I went to the lounge car to get a glass of water. When I was passing through the first-class corridor, I noticed that the door, which is just after your room, 201, was not quite closed, and the person who was inside peered out in a furtive sort of way. Then he closed the door quickly. I know there's nothing in that, but it was the furtive way it was done that caught my attention. Struck me as a bit odd.
I understand. Thank you for letting me know.
Very interesting.
Could you write down your address here, please?
My address? If you insist.
Yep, and he is the right-handedness too.
This man is right-handed.
So that corroborates with the other guy, the bartender.
Is this e-cigarette liquid yours?
What flavor is it?
Banana.
Well, that is awkward. That's my flavor of choice. But I have no idea what it was doing there, whatever.
Can you explain how it ended up there?
I have no idea. I never entered the man's room, Poirot. That's the truth.
Interesting.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Very interesting. He's the only one that vapes, and his stuff mysteriously showed up there. Alright, let's go find that vape. Select 2 elements of importance discovered during the interrogation of Captain Arbuthnot. He's the only one that vapes, and we found that banana. That's right, bottle of vape juice belongs to him. Gotta do something like that. Captain Arbuthnot has an alibi at the time of the crime. And then I guess these are the only 2. I can't accuse Arbuthnot. His alibi protects him despite the liquid found at the crime scene.
Captain Arbuthnot is the only passenger to smoke an e-cigarette Even if this liquid in Ratchet's room is a solid clue, he has an alibi. I cannot accuse him without any other proof. My little gray cells did not let me down.
We're getting closer and closer, though. Alright, let's go try to confront that lady.
Pardon this intrusion, Mademoiselle Olsen, but something you told me earlier confuses me.
Oh, please, come in.
Her voice, it's like so soft, it kind of bothers me a little bit. I'm just like, oh, so weird. Just for me, it's like a little strange.
How can you be sure Mademoiselle Debenham was in bed all night?
As I told you, I am a very light sleeper. The slightest noise wakes me up. If Fraulein Debenham had gotten out of her bed, I would have heard her. I got up this morning around 8 a.m. She was sleeping soundly.
You liar.
Are you certain you would have heard her?
Yes. Why are you asking?
Let's see here. Yep, Miss Debenham woke up at 5 a.m. to see someone with a kimono on.
I spoke to Mademoiselle Debenham, and she told me that she got up around 5 o'clock in the morning. She opened the door and looked down the corridor. It was then that she saw a woman in a red kimono. How do you explain that?
I think I must have been sleeping very soundly not to have heard it. Oh, but does that make me a suspect?
I am not accusing anyone, mademoiselle. Do not worry. I am just trying to determine what happened last night. Thank you for your testimony.
Alrighty. It seems like her voice is like trying to make her sound innocent. And you're just like, oh, are you though? I don't think so. Alibis. Here we go. Who has an alibi that can be confirmed by another witness? And we can do some hints if we need to. I think Mr. McQueen was with Captain. Ooh, okay, yep, here we go. This should work.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
And now we need to report to Bach. From these alibis, we should kind of come to a understanding. Because if everyone has an alibi, that means someone is lying. And why would they lie? Of course, we haven't really talked to that princess lady, the one who had her assistant sign the letter. So she's more likely the left-handed suspect that we're looking for. But someone could be, you know, tricking us here. My goodness, we need a fast travel or something. We need a little map. So I can actually, you know, oh, I think I missed him. No, I guess maybe there's a... Oh, the restaurant. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm just going crazy. That's the only thing. Don't worry about me.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
Alright, well, we're going to start from the top and then work our way down.
There is no trace of the murder weapon on the train, as yet. The killer could have hidden it anywhere.
It must be somewhere.
Indeed, as you say, it must be somewhere.
I mean, technically, if they murdered him like super early in the night, they could have thrown it out while they were still, you know, riding the train. The snow would hide it really well.
According to Dr. Constantine's report, the stab wounds were made by at least one right-handed and one left-handed person, and with different strength. For the moment, everyone I have checked is right-handed. It is impossible to draw any conclusions as yet. However, I still have a few people to interrogate, notably the Russian princess.
You still have many avenues to explore?
Indeed, the case is far from over, mon ami.
That's right. We're probably, what do you think? Like maybe halfway, maybe 1/3?
I identified the person responsible for the bottle of liquid for the vape found at the crime scene.
So, this is our culprit? Do we hold him?
No, unfortunately, this bottle belongs to Captain Arbuthnot, but he has an alibi, confirmed by Monsieur McQueen for the time of the murder.
Monsieur Bouc, Monsieur Poirot.
Michel, calm down.
But it's Mrs. Hubbard. She says she found the murder weapon in her room. She's very upset.
Let's go, Poirot.
Very convenient that now the murder weapon has popped up. It's now time for us to move all the way back. I'm pretty sure we have to go to the first class rooms. Alrighty, let's see. Are you one of these rooms? Are you Mrs. Hubbard? Let's find out. We have the thing where we can look at the people. Yep, right here. Very interesting that it's her.
I demand to be allowed to leave this train!
Madame, we are in the mountains, trapped in a snowdrift.
Stating the obvious, there is a murderer among us. He had the audacity to hide his weapon in my room.
Please, Madame Hubbard, take a deep breath and tell us what occurred.
Alrighty, so where is this knife at?
Where did you find the knife?
I wanted to get a handkerchief from my purse, and when I opened it, I saw it! A bloody knife! Am I next to be murdered?
I very much doubt the murderer would give you his weapon.
What do you mean?
Madame, he would have used it.
Oh my heaven!
Did you touch the knife? Since this is like 2023, we can, use DNA. Or we can, dust for fingerprints.
Did you touch the knife?
Of course not! What a question!
I will take that as a no.
Alrighty, time for us to check out this murder weapon. Let's look at the knife used. This is a pretty weird little purse. Kind of like a nice satchel looking thing. Oh, it's been scratched up quite a bit.
Is this knife the real murder weapon, or is it a red herring?
That is a sharp knife, though. Anything else here? I guess we can't really look at anything else. We don't want her to think we're suspicious. Alright, so how do we know if it was a real knife or not?
Mrs. Hubbard is distraught, Poirot. I should stay with her. Please go on without me.
I have every right to be distraught. Thank you, Mr. Bouc.
Man, she's very angry. So I'm guessing we have to go back to the murder and check out the wounds, I'm assuming? Apparently not. I must ask the doctor. Okay. So we gotta find the doctor, ask him if the murderer could have used it. Weirdly enough, we can't go back into the crime scene, so I'm guessing he's in his own room. Yeah, we can't get over there even if we wanted to. I'm not for sure which room he's in, but we can look him up. Room 101. So he's in second class. Oh, of course, he's going to be all the way at the bottom, or at the back. Oh, he's not in there, though. I'm guessing he might be with all the other passengers. Oh, yeah. Well, thank God I checked. I forgot.
Dr. Constantine, we may have found our murder weapon. We need to make certain.
There is a pretty quick way to be sure. I have estimated the depth of the wounds. You can easily find the depth of each wound by comparing the width. There are 5 of them that I am not sure about. Test them, and then we will compare our results.
I will do as you say, Doctor.
I must compare the size of the wound to the width of the knife blade. So how do we do that?
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
Let's see how you do this. The largest wound is 9 centimeters wide. How do you know that? Like, how are you supposed to find that?
I do not think that's the right answer. No, not good. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
And we can't, like, zoom it in. 2 average wounds are 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters wide. The 2 average, okay. The smallest wound is 4 centimeters wide.
I must admit I'm not right this time. No. I don't. This is wrong. Think, Poirot. This is wrong. I must admit I do not think that's the right answer. No. I must admit I'm not right this time.
How do you figure that out?
I do not think...
Okay, so the first one's 10 centimeters by 16 centimeters. That's the biggest one. This one is probably, what, like 8? Okay. This one's a little bit smaller.
That's the right answer.
So once you get the first one, you're
What
good.
do you think, Doctor? Is this knife really the murder weapon?
There can be no doubt. You found the same depths as the estimate I made during the preliminary autopsy. I can assure you that you hold in your hands the weapon that took Ratchet's life.
Thank you. I feel way better now.
The rest gave you time to sleep off most of the effects of the drug.
I'm still a bit groggy.
That's understandable.
Are you able to continue your story now?
Yes. Yes, I think so. Where was I?
You were explaining how you returned to the Armstrong house to tell them their poor little child was dead.
Yes, that's it. I felt helpless. My part in the case was officially over, but I knew I couldn't let it go. Daisy deserved justice.
Justice. Alrighty, so we're going to the next chapter.
2 days later, I returned to the Armstrong house to tell them Daisy would be released soon for burial. I was angry with myself that I couldn't bring them better news. I wasn't prepared for more tragedy.
Alrighty, so we're going to stop here today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links below. And next time we'll figure out what the tragedy is. I guess maybe the parents took their lives. Who knows?